So mga Mandinatics, we're at Bahay Gardens. Tingnan ninyo, ang ganda ng view. Good morning mga Mandinatics! Outfit of the day! So for today, pupunta tayo ng Caesarea and Acre. Pero grabe maulan. So tara na, let's go!
Daming tao sa breakfast today guys compared to yesterday.
So dito kami ngayon, bus number 3.
The city was built by King Herod around the guy with the tunic, the one at the front.
Caesarea National Park is just north of the central midway part of Israel, along the Mediterranean coastline.
All this is the original construction.
The ancient city of Caesarea Maritima was constructed during the reign of Herod the Great around 10 to 9 BCE. The city was fortified by the Romans, early Christians, Muslims, and then again by Christian crusaders. The ruins include an amphitheater, a Roman aqueduct, the Herodian Hippodrome, and much more. One of the archaeological finds was a limestone block that featured an inscription noting Pilate. Pilate is renowned for his part in the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. This is the only archaeological find featuring his name. The ancient ruins are surrounded by beautiful beaches that complement the stunning nature of the archaeological site. There's also an underwater museum where visitors are able to dive and experience the ruins of the city, which are now underwater. Caesarea is the only place in the world where visitors can discover and explore the architectural handiwork of the Romans and how they engineered the port. The ruins of Caesarea are the highlight of the national park. This historical and cultural iconic ancient city is an excellent glimpse into the architecture and mindset of Herod the Great. This historical site is one of the more popular tourist attractions for Israel. Unfortunately, it was raining during our tour, so I am not sure if that is the reason why we had limited time to explore it, but it was so windy.
It's a stadium, the Hippodrome, and Hippodrome, one or two horses started the race on the other side and they skied. You know what we need? Built next to a river, next to a water source. But the Romans...
So guys, I'm leaving Caesarea, yung amphitheater, pero ngayon na umulan, lahat sila prepared except ako. So, well done.
So the 13th century had a policy of scorched land. There was need of more water, and the Roman legions that were here.
Caesarea Maritima is perhaps one of Israel's most famous attractions. Its ruins are located by the seashore of Israel, about halfway between Tel Aviv and Haifa. It is the site of one of the most important cities of the Roman world, the capital of the province of Judea. The city was founded between 22 and 10 BC by Herod the Great as an urban center and harbor on the site of the earlier Straton's Tower. Ito yung view ng bahay.
We see just half of the gardens. There are 19 levels, 19 steps of the gardens. We see from here the first.
The Baha'i Gardens are located in the heart of Haifa, comprise a staircase of 19 terraces extending all the way up the northern slope of Mount Carmel. The gold-domed shrine of Bob, the resting place of Prophet Herod of the Baha'i faith, stands on the center of the terrace. Unfortunately, entry is by invite only.
The first 9 levels in the shrine, the tomb of the prophet, los primeros 9 escalones, la tumba del profeta en el medio esa.
This interesting skyscraper is the Sail Tower, officially District Government Center. Building B, a government building in Haifa, Israel. Avi, our tour guide, continued to talk about the suburbs that we see in the Israeli-Lebanese border as we approach Rosh Hanikra. Rosh Hanikra is itself a kibbutz, a communal agricultural settlement of which the operation of the tourist site is one industry. As a point of interest, one of its most famous residents was Sacha Baron Cohen, known for his role as comical character Borat, who lived here as a volunteer for a short period. Nakikita niyo doon, kibbutz yun. Yan yung Lebanese-Israeli border. The Rosh Hanikra cable car is a cable car serving tourists wishing to visit the grottos. The cable car is situated very close to the Lebanese border. The site is popular with tourists and is one of the facilities available for tourists in Kibbutz Rosh Hanikra. It's a short cable car ride down and up the white chalk cliff face overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. But this quick sky ride to the famous Rosh Hanikra grottos is said to be the steepest cable car in the world, ascending 70 meters above sea level at a gradient of 60 degrees. Rosh Hanikra is an incredible geological creation at the farthest point north on Israel's Mediterranean coastline in the western Galilee region. The grottos and caves at Rosh Hanikra are the results of thousands of years of the power of the sea, and after a short yet exhilarating cable ride down the cliff face, visitors can explore these incredible formations for themselves, following trails throughout the year.
The sea. It creates an area with very deep water, and deeper the water, the stronger, taller the waves that can be produced. It might be a little bit slippery.
The waves are so strong. Rosh Hanikra is a white chalk cliff face which opens up into spectacular grottos. The Rosh Hanikra grottos are cavernous tunnels formed by sea action on the soft chalk rock. The total length of the tunnels is some 200 meters. They branch off in various directions with some interconnecting segments. The wind and waves inside the mountain that day was pretty strong. I felt a combination of fear and exhilaration. Within the grottos at Rosh Hanikra is somewhat of a love story. A story of love between the sea and the mountain. The sea makes unusual noises as the jagged rocks force it in different directions, slowing and speeding it up and pushing it into different areas of the grotto, while the carved formations create unusual and eerie shapes and light formations as you move about. The importance of Rosh Hanikra could in the future become even greater than solely its geology, through a tunnel in the cliff face in which visitors can see a promise that could have been the creation of a rail link between Cairo, Haifa, and Beirut. Yes, you are just a few meters away from Lebanon. Ayan guys, tignan yung ganda ng view. Yan yung cable car na sinakyan namin kanina. So this is the tunnel. There's some paintings. As you can see there, that's the old tunnel that the British has constructed before. Yeah.
Up there, there is a sign that shows you the distance.
So this is the Israeli-Lebanese. Just meters away from Israel's border with Lebanon, this is an amazing point, a beautiful point, and a point that you will not regret visiting. Avi continued to talk about history as we are going now to our next destination.
Also brought more water to the city. Here is David Miro, he's the one that brought this tradition. David, those are the things that are on the wall are handmade, one of a kind, and there are things that are made with the model.
Come, son. This is probably already my 6th tour, so I am used to going to souvenir shops by now. As I have been saying in my previous Mondi in Holy Land series vlogs, be careful when buying here as they tend to be overpriced and it's better not to rush when shopping. This is the menorah. Meron siya magkakaibang design.
So ito yung mapa.
Because from the north, the city needed more protection.
We are now headed to Acre Turkish Bazaar to have some lunch at an all-you-can-eat buffet. The food was very good, but I was so hungry and I was busy socializing with my fellow tourists that I forgot to vlog about the food. Hello. Hello. The city of Akko, also known as Acre, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and former Crusader city filled with adventure and life. It's a port city in northwest Israel on the Mediterranean coast. It's probably one of the oldest ports in the world. It's known for its well-preserved old city walls. It represents the tumultuous history of the land of Israel, possibly better than any other city in the country. They're all chilling. Apparently, this is a famous photo spot, but I do not know what it's called, but it looks interesting anyways. Nag-iikot-ikot lang muna tayo. May mga Dubai market sila, Turkish market. Yung tour guide, inikot lang kami sa mga wall.
Next to the port, also there is a small mosque here behind you.
As you reach the seafront, you'll see the marina where tons of small working fish boats are docked. It is possible to take boat rides in Akko for a small fee and see the walls of the city from the water. You can also watch fishermen trying to catch fish. Dito tayo sa sea harbor. It's over here. So this is a fishing village. Tower and walls. And then Madeline's over here. Akko is a city that has been shaped by the Romans, Ottomans, Crusaders, Mamelukes, Byzantines, and even the British. Today, it is home to a brilliantly coexistent mixed population of Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Market Street is the old city's main route, running from north to south. During the Crusader period, the street led from the Hospitallers Gate in the north along the market route, or through Kingsway via Regis all the way to the port. There are several more markets in Old Akko, the White Market and the Turkish Bazaar. Now we are going to the citadel of Acre and Knights Halls. So ngayon, Monday Natics, pupunta kami sa underground na ruins. So tara. Acre is a historic walled port city with continuous settlement from the Phoenician period. In fairness guys, yung mga tree, para siyang Game of Thrones effect. For me kasi yung pumunta ko ng Dark Hedges, it's similar. The present city is characteristic of a fortified town dating from the Ottoman 18th and 19th centuries, with typical components such as the citadel, mosques, khans, and baths. The citadel of Acre was built on the ruins of the Crusaders' fortress on the northwest side of the city.
Of the prison, they never knew all what exists. Later, the 16th century, more things of value were taken, so not much of the list. Less than 50 years later, it was conquered and destroyed by the Mamelukes.
The citadel was the palace of the governor during the 18th to 20th century and later became a large British prison. The remains of the Crusader town, dating from 1104 to 1291, lie almost intact, both above and below today's street level, providing an exceptional picture of the layout and structures of the capital of the medieval Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem.
Everything was covered with soil to the top. At the 16th century, the Ottomans covered it. They didn't have tractors, bucket by bucket, everything. Not only to take out the soil, to prepare things for the city wall. And the clusters are original. Las paredes son originales, el yeso sobre las paredes es original, proyectando parte de los graffitis. There were young people coming to the port to an adventure to the Crusades.
The Crusaders' fortress was built between the 12th and 13th century. After the fall of Jerusalem, they ruled their smaller kingdom from the Crusader citadel from 1191 to 1291.
The Ottoman city of the 16th century, and there was a separation between fresh water and sewage, used water. The tunnels for the water were big enough. In case of emergency, in case of the enemy tries to break into the city, you need to escape. You go to the gold and the treasures that they had here before the Mamelukes conquered the city at 1290. Wow, 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 wow. And the most impressive hole that was excavated, la sala más grande, más impresionante que se descubrió, the archaeologists called it the refectorium,
In 1921, the city was taken by the Mamluks and was completely destroyed, including the Crusaders' citadel. The new rulers, followed by the Ottomans in 1517, lost interest in the city, neglected until the 18th century. So guys, we're going down the tunnel. Let's go down. After the Mamluks, the Ottomans, even Napoleon and the Egyptian took over the city. But in 1918, Acre became the capital of Galilee. The British administration converted the fortress to government buildings and the largest prison in Israel. In 1948, the city was captured by the Israeli forces during the Independence War. It became a museum for executed fighters and a mental hospital. Ayan guys, andito kami ngayon sa tunnel. Medyo madilim, masikip, at mainit. Just like we all wanted. Interesting naman tong tour na to. Very knowledgeable yung tour guide namin. And luckily, I'm with a good crowd. Medyo bababa na yata yung ceiling. So beware low ceiling. Oh! Yan guys, low ceiling nga siya. Baka mauntog tayo. So kung may isa pang butas dito, walang laman. So yan. Grabe nakakaloka yung tunnel. Parang ang sakit na yung likod. In fairness guys, ang bilis na mga kasama ko. Medyo naiya ako magsalita sa vlog ko kasi daming tao. Ayan, nakahinga rin ako. I'm out guys. A narrow tunnel connected the dining hall to the crypt, an underground room under the Church of St. John. This tunnel was used by the Crusaders in order to allow underground access between the fortress and hidden armory caches.
The leaders of the state, the church, were buried in the undergrowth, and here we have two headstones of tombs of two Crusaders knights that were leaders of the Hospitallers order.
The Hospitaller Quarter, with its fortress, hospital, church, and hospice, served the many pilgrims who came to the Holy Land during the Crusaders' period in the 12th and 13th centuries. This authentic world-class site is one of the leading historical sites in Israel. It was awarded World Heritage Site by UNESCO, so make sure to visit. It's totally worth it, guys. This place is rich in culture and history. I love the tunnel.
El Jazar, principio del siglo XIX. And a small part is still here from the previous wall, the wall that stopped Napoleon. It was del siglo XVI, que no era muy ancha.
So, kakain tayo ngayon sa Walk Republic. Basta! Ayan mga Mondinatics, I'm home. So the tour today was okay, but I'm a bit swamped. So tulog muna ako. Tomorrow, sa Dead Sea naman tayo.